Hey guys, what's up and welcome to today's video. This is going... How would I word that? I'm trying to say that this is the second video in my declutter series, but I can't say welcome to today's video. Today's video
is the second video in the declutter series.
If I say today's video, what should I say in my intro?
Just say welcome to today's video. It's the second one in the declutter series.
Welcome to today's video. It's the second one in today. That sounds terrible.
Well, don't say today's video then.
Well, what do I say instead?
Welcome to the second clutter series video. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I got it now. Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the second video in my declutter series. I recently uploaded a massive eyeshadow palette declutter, palette purge, whatever you want to call it, and a ton of you seemed to love that video. So I put up a poll asking you guys what you wanted today's video to be. And it was pretty unanimous. You wanted to see another declutter, so ask and you shall receive. I only have one set of Alex drawers, so I am constantly trying to thin things out, making room, out with the old, in with the new, so I can keep bringing in new products and testing them out for you guys, and obviously trying to hold on to the ones that I really truly enjoy. That is the best part of a declutter video because you kind of get to see an overview, a quick kind of blip on products, letting you know why I would keep something and continue to use it and why I would let it go. So today we are going to be decluttering my face drawer, I call it. So in that drawer I have foundations, primers, setting powders, and concealers. It's getting pretty messy in there, and I don't really have any of those like organizational inserts, like those acrylic makeup organizers. So maybe you guys can comment down below on some of your favorites because I really need to start getting those. It gets kind of hard when you're just throwing things in a drawer. You're constantly rifling through it and you can't really find what you're looking for. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys over to my drawer, kind of give you like an overhead view so you kind of see everything, and we're just gonna go through it and get rid of the duds and only hold on to the things that I really actually truly use with this one, and I'm really going to try to get rid of as much as possible. Not just to get rid of it, but you know, if I'm really just not using it that often, it's time to go. If it's old, you guys get the drift. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys over to my drawer. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's go ahead and get rid of some icky makeup. All right, you guys, so here it is. This is the foundation, powder, concealer drawer. There is a lot going on in here, so we are going to go ahead and try to get this organized, really thin this down. We're just going to go ahead and grab products as I see them. The first thing that I see right now is my Glossier Wowder. I just picked this up when I was in New York City for my wedding. I absolutely love this powder, so obviously I plan on holding on to this. It just gives my skin a beautiful blurred look without looking too dry or cakey. Awesome for no makeup days as well. I just really love the formula, so obviously I will be holding on to this one. The next item I see is my Milani Conceal & Perfect Longwear Concealer. This is a favorite of mine. If you are someone who has dry under eyes, more crepey, more fine lines or wrinkles, this is a concealer that you would absolutely love. It just doesn't exaggerate any lines, texture, it doesn't settle too much, and it gives you like a nice satin natural finish, and the undertones in this one are perfect for my skin tone. I have mine in the shade 120 Light Vanilla. I have talked about this concealer a lot on my channel. I do wear it quite often. It is one of my favorites. So again, another product that I'm definitely going to hold on to. This is from Kokie Cosmetics or Kokie Professional. I'm not quite sure what name they go by. I haven't really ever tried this. I got this in a subscription box. This is their Transformix Foundation Mixer. It's supposed to make a matte foundation dewy. Let me know if you guys want to see like a dedicated review on this, if you want to try this out together, because yeah, I haven't even tried this yet. So maybe we'll hold on to this as well. Maybe we can do a video with this if you guys are interested, so leave a comment down below. This is from ColourPop. This is their No Filter Sheer Pressed Powder. I picked this up when I think they launched their liquid foundation. I used it a couple of times, and to be honest with you guys, I don't really see myself using this. I only used it a couple times when I got it. It just doesn't do enough for my skin. I have so many other powders that I enjoy, so this one will definitely be going into the declutter bin. Another pressed powder. This is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. I know my sister Lindsay was the first one to actually try this. She absolutely loved it for a hot minute. Like, this was like the only powder she would wear. She wasn't really a liquid foundation girl at the time, so she just kind kind of talked it up to me. It has salicylic acid. It's non-comedogenic. So for a while, I was really into this powder. Like, I used the crap out of it, but I just don't reach for it anymore. Maybe again in the future, I'll pick it up if they even still sell this powder, because it is really nice. If you are someone who is more acne prone, someone who is prone to blemishes, you have issues with your pores, this is definitely an awesome powder for you. But for me right now, I'm definitely going to go ahead and declutter this one. This is from Fenty. This is their brand new, I think it's the, what's it called? The Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I actually did not like this foundation at all, no matter how I tried to wear it, no matter what primer I used, if I used a brush, a sponge, no matter what setting powder I was using. I just really couldn't get into this formula. It would break up on my nose and my chin worse than anything else. It was almost too hydrating, dare I say it. I mean, I have really dry skin, but this one was just way too much for me. The fragrance is insane. The weird thing about this is that other people commented on my video when I talked about this foundation that they didn't have any fragrance in their foundation. So I thought that that was weird. I don't know if there's like an inconsistency in the formula. I really should actually return this because I'm still technically within the return window. I will look into that, or maybe find someone that is the same shade as me that really likes this foundation, and I will hand it off to them. So that one will be going in the declutter bin as well. Now this is a product I don't think I've ever even talked about on my channel, and I probably should, because this product is freaking awesome. This is from Becca. This is, what is this called? This is their Anti-Fatigue Under Eye Primer. Now when you put this on under your eyes, it seems like it's not doing much initially. You're like, okay, it just kind of absorbs right into the skin. But when you put concealer on top of this, it prevents creasing, caking. It gives you like a smooth canvas. It even kind of helps with like under eye bags. So like in the morning, if you wake up and you haven't had enough sleep, you're hungover, whatever the case may be, and you have to be somewhere and you want to put on some concealer, you guys, this stuff is absolutely awesome. I am obsessed. I don't even know where I got this. I think BoxyCharm sent this to me because I referred someone to signing up with BoxyCharm. And honestly, it's something that I would probably overlook normally had it not been given to me. I am so glad. If I ever run out of this, I would definitely repurchase. So I'm definitely holding on to that one. This is an item from Rude Cosmetics. This is their sculpting concealer. I mentioned in my eyeshadow palette declutter that Rude Cosmetics sent me a ton of product to try out, and I just haven't had a chance to get around to getting to that video. So again, comment down below if you just want to see like a Rude Cosmetics haul, or if you just want to see me put some of those products to the test. But they sent me their sculpting concealer. I think Tati had this in a video recently where she tricked her sister into wearing bad makeup. So now I'm like, okay, is it really that bad? So maybe we need to put this to the test as well. As always, leave a comment down below and let me know if you guys want to see a review on the Rude Cosmetics products or just this product. Let me know. All right, this is from Shiseido. Let's do both of these products together. I just purchased these. This is their Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation and Concealer. Now, I have been playing with these. I did ask you guys as well if you wanted a dedicated review on this, and some of you voted yes, but let me know in the comments as well. I am very intrigued by this. Self-refreshing. Does that mean like you don't have to powder throughout the day, you know? I've played with it a little bit, but I haven't really put it through to, you know, a true test because I've been waiting kind of to share it with you guys. So let me know what you think, but I did pick up both. I haven't really tried anything from Shiseido before, so I'm really excited for this because I assume that this is probably infused with some skincare properties as well. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see a review. Obviously, I will be holding on to these. This is another new foundation that I had every intention of doing a review on my channel, but the reason why I never did is because I got a closer look at the ingredients and damn it, there's coconut oil in it. I wish I would have noticed that before purchasing it. My skin does not tolerate coconut oil at all. Like it hates it. I break out instantly. And the funny thing is that I actually put this on the other day. Wasn't a huge fan of the formula. It was kind of dry. It gave me the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation vibes. How it's just like this, wherever you put it on your face, it just wants to stick there. But yeah, I put it on and it kind of worked well as a base, almost like a primer. It was odd. There was just something in the ingredients that when I layered another foundation on top of it, I just got really nice coverage and it looked really nice. But sure enough, the next morning I woke up with blemishes and then I noticed that there was coconut oil in the formula. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and declutter this one because my skin does not like it. The Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation, I did a dedicated review on this. This is some full coverage ass foundation. Like, this will cover any redness, any brown spots, any imperfections in your skin as far as pigmentation, any of that, this is going to cover it. I actually really like this foundation. However, my skin has to be in a really decent place for it to look good. Otherwise, further testing it, I did find that sometimes it can break up on the skin. My sister Bianca tried this because I just ranted and raved to her about how awesome the coverage is. She is a full coverage ass bitch and she loves full coverage foundations, and it did not work for her at all. But yeah, so I'm gonna hold on to this though because I actually do enjoy this formula. It makes for an awesome concealer. It's got a pump on it, but then if you open it up, it also has a concealing wand as well, which is awesome. I have used this simply as a concealer as well, and it's really good. I do like actually a lighter layer of this foundation, so if I dab just a little bit on the skin, I get really nice coverage from it and it looks very natural. I would say with this one, less is more. So yeah, I'll be holding on to that one. My kitty hates when I leave my door shut, so he was crying out at the door. I completely forgot to leave it cracked open. I usually leave it open for him so he knows that he can come in. He gets like really sad. So maybe he'll come in and say hi. But anyways, moving on, the No Problem Primer. This is from Touch in Sol. I used to be a massive fan. Like, this primer was my everything. Ranted and raved about this. I even included it in one of my very first giveaways. And yeah, it definitely got some use. I want to say it's about 2/3 of the way gone, but I just don't use it anymore. I don't know what it is. After a while, the more that I took care of my skin and the healthier that my skin got with my skincare routine and everything, the less I feel like I really need like these extremely smoothing primers. I'm gonna let this go. I know that that's crazy. I just am not the largest fan of these really silicone-based primers anymore. So I'm definitely gonna go ahead and let that one go. All right, so this is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This is an awesome drugstore concealer. If you want something that is mega full coverage, you will definitely love this. It does have kind of like a natural matte finish. It has this huge doe foot applicator, so it's very similar to Tarte Shape Tape. If you like Tarte Shape Tape but you don't want to pay the price, or if you feel like Shape Tape is just a little bit too drying for you, check out this formula. It is really nice. I'm gonna hold on to this one because it's like mega super full coverage, and on the days that I just want that, this is the one that I would go to. So I'm gonna hold on to that one. L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. Obviously, this goes without saying, I'm keeping these. This is like my everyday holy grail foundation. I do use other foundations here and there, like in between when I'm just like, okay, I need to try something new. Crystal, step out of your box, wear something different. But this is just such a fail-safe foundation. I absolutely love it. It doesn't matter what condition my skin is in, if it's dry, if it's in a weird stage where I've got oily spots, it doesn't matter. This foundation is just a holy grail. It doesn't cause any redness, irritation. It doesn't clog my pores. It is just such an MVP, such a solid foundation. I always tell people, if you haven't tried this, give it a try. I mix these two shades together. This is the 475 and the 425. Perfect color match for me. I'll probably end up leaning more towards just using the 425 when the winter months come around, but in the summer when I get a little bit of a tan to my skin, it is nice to have these to mix together. And plus they're like $11.99 at Target. Are you kidding me? It makes it so much easier that if you can't find your perfect shade, that you can mix and match because they don't cost $1 billion each and you can afford to buy 2 shades. So there you go. Definitely holding on to that. This is the Sexy Mama Anti-Shine Translucent Powder from The Balm. I've used this a couple times actually. Again, I just have other powders that I really enjoy. It is nice. It actually is a nice powder. The interesting thing about this is that it is anti-shine, but it doesn't make you look flat. I don't know if you guys can even see that, and probably not, but there is like tiny little like very microscopic micro reflex of glitter in this powder. So it doesn't make you look flat. It just kind of absorbs oil and shine, but still leaves you with like a nice radiant finish. So it is very nice, and maybe I should be using this more and giving it more of a shot. I almost was going to say that I was going to declutter this, but then I also see that there's no talc in this, which is also amazing. I try to stay away from talc if I can. It's not something that I write out of my ingredients, but it is nice if a product doesn't include that ingredient. I think maybe this is going to be one of my passes. I know I'm trying to be hard on myself, but I am going to hold on to this one because I did just get it not too long ago, and now that I explained what it does, I think I need to play with it more. So we're going to hold on to that one. This is from Clinique. This is their Super Powder Double Face Makeup. I try to love this, but it makes me break out. It really does. Every time I try to use this, I get kind of like little clogged pores, little whiteheads. It does give you some nice coverage, like for a powder foundation. It's just, it's not the greatest formula for me. I don't love it. I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go. All right, so this is from ABH. This is their Luminous Foundation. I really like this formula. It does not take the place of my L'Oreal Infallible, but I would say it's in the top 3 for sure for foundations that I have tried the past year that I absolutely love. It is very good. It is just a tad too dark for me right now, so I do mix it with a little bit of my L'Oreal 425, and they work beautifully mixed together. So I'm definitely going to hold on to this one because I really like the finish, I like the coverage, and it's just a good foundation. So we're definitely gonna be holding on to that one. This is a primer from CoverGirl. This is the Simply Ageless Anti-Aging Primer. This primer is gorgeous on the skin. However, there are parabens in this, and that is one ingredient that I try to avoid. It is one that's kind of on my list of like, I am really not willing to sacrifice unless it's like just out of this world, incredible formula. And while this is really good, I don't know what it is. I just don't feel comfortable. It's not that amazing to where I'm willing to compromise my feelings about parabens. I am going to declutter it again because I just don't like parabens. This is from Becca. This is the Hydra Mist and Set Refresh Powder. I got this in like a set from one of those like Sephora kits. I can't remember. It was like a glowing skin kit. It came with like a ton of different products. This doesn't have the Hydra feeling to it anymore. I whipped this out the other day because I really enjoyed the way that it felt on the skin. It almost feels kind of like wet. It's so unique, and I really enjoy that for all over the face, but it doesn't do that anymore. And now that it's lost that property, it doesn't really do much of anything, period. So I am going to declutter this one. It also sucks to set your under eyes with. Like, if you have this powder, it can change the color of your concealer. So at least for me it did. I don't know if anyone else experienced that as well. I've watched little Insta videos because I think this was included in a recent BoxyCharm box, and I would watch people put this on their under eyes, and I could literally visibly see their concealer basically oxidizing under their eyes putting this on. So I don't know if anyone else has ever noticed that, but it's just not really good for the under eyes. It's lost its finish, so bye-bye. We are getting rid of you. The Juvia's Place Concealer. I loved the way that this made my under eyes look. The coverage that I got from this was absolutely incredible, but the more I would wear it, the more I noticed that it would crease. Now, obviously concealers crease. It's just what they do. You have to set them. You know, it's really the only way to prevent creasing. There really is no such thing as like a totally creaseless concealer, at least in my opinion. If you know of one, please comment down below and let me know what that is. But despite the fact of how beautiful the finish is, it does crease a lot. And it disappoints me because it doesn't matter how I set it. It doesn't matter what primer I put down. It just wants to sink into every line. And it's a damn shame because this is arguably one of my favorite finishes for a concealer. But because of that, I don't reach for it anymore. So we are going to go ahead and declutter. This is the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Foundation. No-brainer. If you guys have watched my channel before, you know that I am in love with this. This is hands down one of my favorite foundations for like a matte finish. It just looks so beautiful on the skin, extremely high coverage, long wearing. If I want to go full glam, I want foundation that's going to last all day through the humidity, not transfer. This is my bitch right here. Like, amazing. Love that. Definitely holding on to her. From Kylie, I don't know what I got on here. This must be like eyeliner or something, but this is the Skin Concealer. I really enjoy this formula, but the shade that I have is far too dark for me. What did I pick mine up? In the shade Pine Nut. Even if I have a tan, this is just a little bit too dark. It's a little bit on the peachy side. And while that can be good for canceling out dark circles, if it was a shade lighter with some peachy undertone to it, then it would work. But yeah, it's just too dark and I don't reach for it because of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. Maybe I will pick up a shade that works for me because I have it at Ulta now. What do we have here from Tom Ford? Another one of those rare luxury items that I just have in my collection. I don't have much product like this in my collection. This is the Flawless Glow Foundation. This has a broad spectrum SPF 30. I mentioned this in one of my favorite videos, I think last spring, I want to say, or maybe it was kind of late winter. I hate to say it, you guys, but I freaking love this foundation. It is very sheer, but it gives you this beautiful glow. Like, this makes my skin look fantastic. I haven't used it in a while because it is in my winter shade. This is in 2.5 linen, so it almost was even borderline too light for me at the time, but I could get away with it with a little bit of bronzer. It looks beautiful. I love this stuff. I'm going to hold on to it. It makes me want to try more from Tom Ford, which is terrible because his products cost like an arm and a leg, but whatever, I can't deny it. It's an amazing product. Another luxury item, this is from Pat McGrath Labs. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. For all the people that said that I was a hater on my Pat McGrath eyeshadow review that I recently did, I actually really like this foundation. And I even said that I like this foundation in my foundation speed dating video. If you haven't checked that out, I will link it down below. I actually really like this. It has a very similar formula to, or I should say feel, I shouldn't say formula, but it has a very similar feel to my L'Oreal 24-Hour Fresh Wear. The name of that foundation is so long that as I'm saying it, I literally space out and forget where I am in the title. My L'Oreal Infallible, that's what we're gonna call it. I really like this foundation. It is nice because it is infused with some skincare. The only downside is that alcohol is really high up on the ingredients. However, generally my skin can handle some alcohol. It doesn't totally ruin my skin. I don't really have a huge reaction to it, so I'm gonna hold on to it. What do we have here? This is from Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation Stick. This is in the shade 225 Natural. I completely forgot about this. I really actually enjoyed this foundation. I think I did a dedicated review on this one. It is a beautiful drugstore foundation. If you like stick products like this, you will love this. You get beautiful coverage. It sits beautifully on the skin. I think I'm gonna be bad and I'm gonna hold on to this one as well because I forgot that I had it and I do want to play with it some more because I really enjoyed the finish, I remember, and I just want to use it up, so I'm gonna hold on to that. The Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer, I have mine in the shade Ivory. I was really into this for a while, absolutely loved it. However, I haven't reached for this in a very long time. I got about a little more than halfway through the container here, as you can see. I also don't love this style of applicator. It does feel nice on the under eyes, I will say that, because it's kind of soft and it kind of distributes the product nicely. But if you're someone that can't get through a product fast enough, I just feel like it might, I don't know, it just kind of gets icky after a while. For right now, I am going to declutter this. Maybe one day I will purchase a new one. I know there are more shades, but I did pick this up a while ago. It is getting old. I don't really use it that often. And I think it is another one that has parabens in the ingredients, so I don't know if they've gotten rid of that yet or not. But we're gonna go ahead and declutter her as well. Milk Makeup, this is the Hydro Grip Primer Base. I love this primer. I don't use primers a ton, so I don't feel bad holding on to this one. I've gotten about halfway through the container. This is their travel size. I, again, enjoy this primer. It really makes my makeup stick to it. It provides some nice hydration, so we will hold on to that guy. The Milani Radiant Setting Powder. This one is kind of interesting. It says it absorbs oil and it illuminates. It is just a little too illuminating for me. This is a highlight, pretty much, and it does make for a beautiful highlight. It looks gorgeous on top of blush or bronzer. Like if you have a matte bronzer that you want to bring a little bit more more luminosity to, a blush you want to bring some luminosity to, or you want a very natural light hitting highlight, this is beautiful for that. But I do have to say, you guys, I just don't reach for this very often. I love this product and I think that it is great for what it is. I just personally don't reach for it. I did include it in one of my top 5 favorite powders. Since I've made that video, I have just found other things. I just don't reach for it as often. Do I still recommend it? Yes. It's just, again, not something that I use. So I think I'm going to declutter this, give it away to someone that I think would really enjoy it. Next, the CoverGirl Clean Professional Powder. This is not a bad powder, actually. It's just, again, I don't use it. So I don't really have a lot to say about it. It's nice. It's good for an affordable product. If you're looking for something more drugstore, I do like it. And CoverGirl is cruelty-free, so that's a nice option there for you. But again, something that's going to go into the declutter pile. My Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer. No way in hell, God's green earth, that I would ever get rid of this powder. This is my absolute favorite. God, there is a lot of product in here too. I use this almost every single day and I feel like I'm like barely halfway through it. The scent is incredible. I have talked this powder up so much on my channel and I still continue to use it every day. It is just a beautiful thing. So we are definitely keeping that. The Milk Makeup Flex Foundation Stick. I hate this foundation. I have tried to use this so many times and have tried so many ways to try to make this work. I think I included this in a recent fail video as well. It's just too bad because I really like a lot of Milk makeup. I like their ingredients. They're a very clean brand. It just doesn't work. So that one I am going to declutter. What's this one here? This is the banana powder from Wet n Wild. I'm actually going to hold on to this one. And here's the reason why. I do enjoy banana powders every once in a while. And this product is extremely blurring. This is one of the most blurring powders that I own. Like, this will make your skin look absolutely beautiful and poreless. Your under eyes will just look like pure silk if you set with this. It's a really nice powder. Again, you get a crap ton of product in here. There's almost an ounce of powder in here. That is unheard of. As you can see, this container is huge. I don't have any other banana powders. With my olive tone skin, banana powders can be very complimentary. So yeah, we are gonna go ahead and hold on to this one. From Pure Cosmetics, this is their 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup. I love this powder. This is hands down one of the only powder foundations that has ever worked for me. It is so hydrating. It doesn't look like powder on the skin. In fact, once you buff this out, it almost looks like you have a liquid foundation on. It is so beautiful. It's velvety, smooth. It is the best. Like, hands down, the best powder foundation formula that I have ever tried. So that one is definitely going in the keep pile. Glossier. This is the Stretch Concealer. This is in the shade G8. I actually have this on today, so obviously I will be holding on to this. It is a little bit too dark for me now. I purchased this again while I was in New York. I had a little bit more of a tan at that time. I was getting ready for my wedding. I can still wear this. I just prefer my concealers to be a little bit more on the brightening side. So I'm gonna hold on to it because even if I get a lighter shade, I can mix them together. I am a huge fan of mixing shades. I feel like it just helps you achieve like the most perfect shade. So I am gonna hold on to this. Love the formula. Beautiful for no makeup days. We have got a few. Do I have any more in here? Oh my gosh, look at this. I have 4 ColourPop concealers. This one is like basically all gone. That is disgusting. It's like dried out. This one is like separating. I haven't reached for these in a long time, but I'm telling you, at one time, this was like my favorite concealer. I loved these so much. I reached for them all the time. I just don't reach for them anymore. It is a really nice formula. And again, maybe it's one of those things that I'll go back to one day, but these have definitely seen their day. They are separated, they're old. So we're gonna go ahead and declutter all 4 of these. The Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealers, I have C13 and C6. These are very similar in color now that I look at them together. So sometimes I mix these together. Sometimes I use just C13. Sometimes I use what is this one again? Yeah, C6 if I just want something that gives me like a beautiful bright base for eyeshadow. So ColourPop, love that. I'm gonna hold on to both of these because this formula is hands down probably my favorite concealer formula that I own right now. So we're gonna hold on to the Magic Stars. The Cover FX Blurring Primer. I tried this again the other day. Upon initial application and putting foundation on top of it, it made my skin look absolutely beautiful. Like, usually I hate pore filling primers, but this one looked so nice. However, I did notice after a few hours of wear, my makeup was breaking up more than usual, especially on my nose. I only put this on my nose, my chin, and my forehead where my pores tend to be a little bit larger. Everywhere that I had put this, my makeup just did not look good. I know that so many people love this primer. I unfortunately just do not. So we're gonna go ahead and declutter that one. The CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. I'm actually a huge fan of this foundation. Again, however, I picked up a shade that was a little bit too dark for me. This is a fantastic foundation if you want something that has a natural matte finish, affordable, cruelty-free at the drugstore with a massive shade range. This is in a glass container. It comes with a pump. I have used this quite a few times, but I just don't reach for it as much now that I have my Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. But I would recommend this if you, again, are someone who doesn't want to spend that much on a foundation. You like that kind of matte, natural finish, something that's long wearing, extremely full coverage. This one is fantastic. So I suggest this. However, I am going to declutter it because I just don't reach for it anymore. Benefit Hello Happy Flawless Brightening Foundation. I really like this foundation. I feel like I'm like a broken record. I keep talking about how foundations are too dark for me. I went through a stint where my skin, I was in the sun a bit. I was, you know, getting color, laying out in the sun a little. I know that's terrible, but I was trying to get a little bit of color. I was trying to get some even color for my wedding, and it threw me into a position of not being able to find my color for foundations because I was so used to purchasing foundations for my natural skin tone. This is too dark for me. I am going to declutter it simply because of that. I would purchase this though, I have to be honest, because I love the finish of this. There are certain days where I do want a finish that this foundation offers, so I definitely would purchase this, but because it's too dark, I am going to declutter it. The ColourPop No Filter Stick Foundation. This is another one that I really liked for a moment in time. This is a nice foundation stick. However, I did notice certain times, not every time, when I would wear this product, it would start to cling a little bit to dry patches, set a little bit around the lines near my nose, and it just would kind of sometimes look a little bit thick, cakey, and bunchy. I haven't worn this in several months, so we're gonna go ahead and also declutter that as well. Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Foundation. I haven't reached for this since I did my wear test review. I think I put this one up against the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. I liked this, but I like other things better. I do have to say though that I am going to hold on to it because I want to keep playing with it. I just purchased it, so I'm not quite ready to let go of it yet. I feel like I need to give it a little bit more of a chance, play with it a little bit more, because I have heard such incredible feedback about this foundation, so I'm going to hold on to it and I'm going to keep playing with it. Now this is a brand that I believe is newer. This is VDL. I got this in, I think, an influencer box a long ass time ago. This is their Lumi Layer Primer. So this one is Primer Fresh and this is just their primer. This one is supposed to be more hydrating. This one is supposed to be more mattifying. I have had every intention of trying these out. I just haven't gotten to it for some reason. Probably forgot about it, obviously. So I think I'm going to hold on to these. I mean, they're just little sample sizes. I think you get, what? Yeah, 0.16 ounces. And I'd be curious to see how these perform because I think you can get these at Beautylish. They had a foundation that launched. And I'm kind of curious about this brand. So we're going to hold on to these and we'll try those out. This is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. As you can see, this one is almost gone as well. I used the crap out of this. Tati recommended this up and down. I remember like this is something that she used for a very long time on her channel. I don't get the coverage I like out of this. While I used it and used it and used it because I loved the finish of it, it isn't as high coverage as what they say that it is. It's a nice formula. It's extremely affordable. If you want something that's a little bit more of like a medium coverage, isn't too matte, isn't too hydrating, I think that you would really like this product. But again, it's basically gone. So I'm going to get rid of it. Would I repurchase it? Let's throw that in there. I don't think so. Not right now anyways, because I do have other concealers that I enjoy. I do want to mention though, this is made in Italy, which is pretty insane for a drugstore product that is very affordable, that this is made in Italy. So maybe in the future, I'll try this again, kind of when I feel sick of my routine and I want something different again and I want to switch it up. But yeah, this is empty. Wouldn't repurchase it right now. So obviously we're going to go ahead and get rid of that one. The Hourglass Translucent Veil Setting Powder. Obviously, without a doubt, I am holding on to this. This is hands down one of my favorite setting powders. I do like to set my under eyes with this every once in a while. It depends on the concealer that I'm using, because sometimes though it's just not enough. I still get a little bit of creasing. However, all over the face, my goodness, this is beautiful product. I love it. Love, love, love. I would repurchase this over and over again. I've got quite a bit of product left in this, so I will be holding on to it. It just makes your skin look so beautiful. The Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder. This was a favorite of mine for a very long time. I used to use this to set the under eyes. It gives your skin just like a very beautiful poreless finish. I have had this for a little bit too long, so we're gonna go ahead and let this go. But again, it is another powder that I recommend drugstore wise because it gives you a beautiful finish, very poreless, and it isn't dry or cakey. It just gives you a nice matte true finish without looking too dry. But again, I'm going to declutter it for now because I have enough powders, and yeah, I just don't see myself using this much more. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. We have another Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. This is just in another shade. Like I said though, I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one. ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. This was, again, another holy grail powder for me. When this first launched, I used this so often. This is one of the most finely milled setting powders I have ever used, but I don't reach for it that often. And I just want to reiterate, you guys, sometimes if I say that like I don't reach for something, it doesn't mean that I wouldn't recommend it to you. It just means that I have other products that I would use before it. So if you are someone who loves this powder, I can totally see why. If you're looking for something affordable, definitely check it out. But for me, I'm just using other things right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this guy. Let's just pull the rest of this to the front. The Too Faced Do You Full Coverage Foundation. I love this formula. This gives me the most beautiful, juicy, plump looking skin. In the winter time, especially when my skin is dry, I love foundations like this. It plumps the skin, it gives you full coverage. It's just beautiful. Full coverage and dewy is not something that you see together very often. You can see full coverage hydrating foundations, but this is actually a dewy foundation. If you are someone who likes very glowy, juicy, almost wet looking skin, you will absolutely love this. One very unique thing about this foundation, I wore this on my wedding day. It lasted in 80-degree, sun beating down, slightly humid weather. I actually wore this all throughout my time in New York. It was very hot there when I was there in June, and it held up despite the fact that it was hydrating. This stuff is magic, so I'm definitely going to be holding on to this. The NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This was a favorite of mine last winter. Like, this was like one of the only foundations I would wear last winter because, again, it gave me beautiful coverage, super hydrating. The only thing with this is that it's not the most long wearing product out there. It can start to break up. You have to set the crap out of it, which can kind of take away from that beautiful luminosity that it offers. As much as I love it, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and declutter this one. I can't believe I'm actually saying it. I just don't reach for it anymore. And again, I just have other foundations that I love more than this now. So I hate to say it, NARS, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I just picked this up last Christmas. This is so full. I love this powder. I'm gonna hold on to it because this is one of my like full glam holy grails. Like, if I need to lock my makeup in place, something that will control any of my oily spots, this is something that I would reach for. Yes, I have very dry skin, but I do get spots on my skin that do get a little bit oily, like some areas in my forehead, on my chin. I do get randomly oily in those areas, and this powder is amazing for that. So I'm definitely going to hold on to it. It's just one of those things that is just like a special holy grail thing that I just like having in my collection. So I'm definitely going to keep that. The Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation SPF 20, another one that I really loved last year. I wore this all the time. I actually had purchased this was my second bottle of this foundation, but I just stopped reaching for it. It is like a brand new bottle, so I think I might hold on to it for now, just because I do kind of want to revisit it now that I'm looking at it and I just said those words, like, I don't reach for this anymore. I'm trying to think, well, why don't I? I do love the ingredients, and I do like to have clean makeup in my routine every once in a while, so I think that I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this guy. L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I don't even know if they make this anymore, you guys. Let me know in the comments. I think that the 24-hour fresh wear kind of took the spot of this, because I actually used to love this. This was one of my favorite matte foundations. It looked so beautiful on my skin, but now that I have my Infallible, obviously I can let this one go. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the declutter pile. This is the Burt's Bees Mattifying Powder Foundation with Bamboo. I used this quite a bit at first. I wanted to love it because, again, I was a fan of the clean ingredients. It just didn't do much. I did get some good use out of it. I wouldn't say the best, but I did put a little bit of a dent in the pan, but it's not much. This one's gonna go in the declutter pile. ColourPop No Filter Foundation, another one that was a favorite of mine. I really do enjoy this formula, but since other products have come out, I stopped reaching for it. I'm definitely kind of over this one right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. I actually used this today. It had been a while since I had used it. This is one of my favorite tinted moisturizers. I really enjoy this. It's got an SPF 30 in it that is mineral. I really do enjoy it, and it does give you some really nice coverage. If you want something that's just a little bit lighter, it is a really nice product, so I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to this one. The CoverGirl, what are these called again? I think these are their CG Smoothers. I love this concealer. This is one of those like everyday concealers that gives you just the perfect amount of coverage. It's easy to use. I like to travel with this one because it's in a stick formula. It's no fuss. It blends beautifully. I love the color of this one. This is in the shade Light. It doesn't sound like anything special, but the undertones in this just work for me so beautifully. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to that one. This is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This actually came in that same Sephora set that I was talking about, that Becca Hydra Set powder came in. I don't talk about this much on my channel, but you guys, I absolutely love this face primer. If you have dry skin, this just gives you the most beautiful base. It smells citrusy. It's like a luxurious experience. My skin feels so supple and nice when I use this primer. So I'm gonna hold on to this guy because it is a really nice product. Aha, this is from Physicians Formula. This is one of their Daily Defense bronzers. You guys look at the shade. This is not a bronzer. This is like a face powder. The only reason why I purchased it, because as you can see, let me get up close here. Look at the imprint. It says New York. Are you kidding me? I had to have this just because of that. It has like a nice sheen to it. I never even used this. I never used this on my face. I simply bought it because of the imprint. They don't even make this anymore. I'm gonna hold on to this because I just love the imprint. It's like an art piece. I wonder if there's a way that I can like preserve this because I'm obsessed. Holding on to that. Let's see, what do we have over here? The NYX Honeydew Be Up. This is practically empty and it's kind of old. I'm gonna throw it away, but I'm going to tell you, I am going to buy another one. This is one of my hands down favorite holy grail primers. I use this more than any other primer in my collection. As you can see, it is empty. There's like a little bit left there. I can barely get it out of the jar. It is going to eventually obviously be repurchased. So is it really a declutter? I can't really say. This particular bottle will be decluttered, but it will be replaced with a new one. So there you have it. But this primer is just, it's the best. It's the absolute best. The Kylie Face Primer, holding on to this one because I also love this formula as well for a primer. To be real with you guys, I don't reach for primers that often, but I do use them every once in a while. It just really depends on my mood as to which one I choose. Yes, I reach for the NYX Honeydew Me Up more than anything, but I do reach for my other primers as well. This one gives me kind of like a mix of a pore filling primer, very slightly pore filling, but also hydrating at the same time. Love the formula, love the packaging, holding on to that. The Physicians Formula Organic Wear Mineral Primer. I've been using this a lot lately because I've been playing with it a lot. I just got this. Another beautiful one. This would almost be a dupe for the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Face Base. Well, this doesn't necessarily have vitamins in it. I get the same kind of feel from it. And this one's even a cleaner formula. So if you like clean organic makeup and you want something that will give you very plush, hydrated, soft skin, try this out, you guys. I'm really liking this primer. So I'm gonna hold on to this. Last but not least, this is from Wander Beauty. This is their Flash Focus Hydrating Foundation Stick. I actually bought this from the BoxyCharm store. I loved this formula when I first got it. It's very hydrating. It looks beautiful on the skin. It is probably my favorite stick foundation. I really enjoy it. I think I'm gonna hold on to this one just because I forgot I had this and I really like it. And I kind of want to see what it does for me in the winter months when my skin gets a little bit more dry. I don't know what it is. Sometimes traveling with products like this are easy. I don't know why I think that. That's just how I feel. So how much better does that look now? Things are definitely emptied out of here. Again, I do need to get some drawer organizers, but I went from having things totally piled up on each other to, for the most part, being able to just lay everything flat in this drawer. So I think I did a pretty decent declutter here. I'd have to say I got rid of well over half of my collection. And I think that this is just a little bit more of a healthy collection. Still, do I have more foundations than anyone really needs? Definitely yes, but I love product. So here you guys have it. Let me know if I decluttered products that you love. Let me know if I kept products that you would keep as well. Let me know if this has inspired you to go through your products as well. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Next up in the series, we will be doing a declutter of my blush, highlighters, and bronzers. So that will be coming up shortly. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye, guys.